Hello, world. My name is Higher Knowledge. Today, what we're going to be talking about is a situation I think everybody can relate to, and that is fake friends. A lot of times in our society, we face life issues and crises that doesn't go our way, doesn't go our favor, and we don't technically always agree with. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about basically fake friends. That's right. A lot of you people got people on your job, at your workplace, um, at your just all around neighbors, friends you've been known for years in general. And these people don't have your best intentions in mind. These people really don't care about you. Only thing they want from you, only time you hear about them is when they want a handout. Only time you hear about them is when they want something from you. Only time you hear about them is if you are doing something with your life or doing something with yourself, and all of a sudden these people appear and they act like they've been down with you, they've been friends with you, they've been with you, and they been here, this, that, the other. At the end of the day, these people are not your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are not your friends. It's hard reality. A lot of people are not going to like this video. A lot of people are not going to understand this video, but it's true. And it needs to come out and it needs to get addressed. 2013, going into 2014, our people need to learn that, hey, not everybody that say they're your friend is your friend. And also on a better note, not everybody say I'm cool, I'm down with you, I ain't got nothing against you. Doesn't mean they don't have nothing against you. Matter of fact, these are the main people that do have something against you. Because the real enemies, your real enemies will not tell you they're your enemies. Let me get this straight to you. Your real enemies will not tell you that they're your enemies. Half of the time, your real enemies are the people right next to you, that's very close to you, that always act like they can eat you up and spit you out. But at the end of the day, they don't have your best intentions in mind. They don't. These people don't. They don't have your best intentions in mind. It's a lot of fakeness, a lot of enviness, a lot of jealousy, a lot of covetousness that's going on. People wanting what others have. I have a Benz. Somebody else wants a Benz because I got a Benz. I have a Mercedes. The same car. My bad. I have a Bentley. Somebody else wants a Bentley because I got a Bentley. You know, covetousness, wanting what others have. Oh, I got a girl that is got a coat by shape. Well, I want a girl just like yours that got a coat by shape. Covetousness, jealousy. Oh man, covetousness, jealousy will be somebody that, let's say for example, they wish they could be you. They wish that they could be you. They wish that their situation in life was just like yours. So they jealous, so they make little stupid remarks. Oh, that's so nice. Or, you could have did this and that, the other. But deep down in their heart, that they wish they can be in your shoes. They wish they can be doing this. They wish that they could be doing that. They wish they could be doing the other. But at the end of the day, they're not. They're not. The people are not. They're not doing it. They're not wanting to do it. And they're not meaning to do it. People, you have to watch your friends. You need to watch your friends closely. Not everybody that smiles in your face and say that I'm your friend and we cool and I don't have nothing against you doesn't mean they don't have nothing against you. These are the main people that have something against you. And these are the main people that you have to watch out for. You have to start picking up the Bible. You have to start being hearers and doers of the word. If you don't believe in God, I feel sorry for you if you're listening to this video. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going through a lot of stuff. You're going through a lot of stuff. You need to come out. You're going through a lot of stuff. You're saying God's not real, but then you're having problems with your credit. You got to come out of that stuff. You're saying God is not real, but you're having financial problems. You need to come out of that stuff. You're saying God is not real, but you have no friends. You need to come out of that stuff. You're saying God is not real, but you're going through depression. You need to come out of that stuff. All this evil, demonic stuff that you're going through and all this negative stuff that you're going through. But you keep believing and keep on thinking God is not real. You need to come out of that stuff. You need to come out of that stuff. That stuff is going to lead you only to a very harsh judgment by the Most High. You need to come out of that stuff, people. It gets to a point where we have to get serious and we have to start living and living by example. You need to come out of that stuff and start being real with yourself. Too many people in America and all around the world always talking about, I don't believe in God. But if you notice, the main people that don't believe in God, are the main people that's going through so much. Matter of fact, I have a situation that I work in the department I work in at the job I work at or whatever. The whole back room of people I work with don't believe in God. Let me give them people a little message today. You need to come out of that stuff. That's right. You need to come out of that stuff. And that's why people be going through so much. That's right. People be going through so much because they don't believe in the Most High. They don't live by faith. They don't want to be hearers and doers of the word, and that's why they be going through so much. They don't believe. You have to have faith, people. You have to. You can't do nothing if you do not believe in God. Without God, you can't do nothing. Let me repeat that. Without God, you cannot do anything. It is impossible. It is impossible. You can't do nothing without God. You can't be successful without God. You have to have God. God has to be the top priority of your life for your life to start becoming better. You'll start seeing your attitude get better. You'll start seeing your life becomes better. You'll start seeing God blessing you with here and there and other things that He has in store for you, but you won't get it. Why? Because you won't follow God. You won't believe in God. You're not a hearer or doer of the word. You don't follow the commandments. You don't live for God. You don't keep the Sabbath day holy. You don't do none of that stuff. You live by the word, by the world. You go by what the world tells you to do. You listen to all these worldly people that tell you that you don't need God. It's just a waste of time. Why are you listening? Why are you reading the Bible? Huh? Why are you reading the Bible? Why are you listening to people that's trying to tell you about God? Huh? Why? Why can't you just steady yourself? You know, you don't need God. God's not real. Humanity came from monkeys. You go through all this idiocy that other people tell you. This is the same stuff people tell you all the time. They tell you don't need God, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need to listen to God, you don't need to read the Bible, you don't need to listen to people that's trying to tell you the truth. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Last time I checked, ain't you going through depression? Ain't you going through cancer? Ain't you having heart attacks, strokes? Ain't you having financial problems? Ain't you having family problems? Ain't you having emotional and physical problems going on with you? But you saying you don't believe God? You need to come out of that stuff, man. And that's the reason why these people going through what you're going through, because you don't have faith. You don't have faith. You people don't have faith. You don't have faith at all. You just live by your own standards. You live by your own standards. You don't believe in the Most High. And a lot of you people are on your one-way ticket to hell because you don't believe in the Most High. That's right. You need to come out of that stuff. You need to stop listening to worldly people. When people tell you God is not real, you cut them off. If you don't talk to them no more, you leave them alone. They are unequally yoked people. Unequally yoked people cannot exist with each other. You have to cut these people off. I'm not saying be rude to them. I'm not saying be disrespectful to them, because you don't be disrespectful to them. You're supposed to love thy brother as you love thyself. So you cannot be disrespectful or rude to him. Not saying you to be disrespectful or rude to them, but when I mean cut them off, I mean, hey, try to switch the topic. Try not to talk about nothing that belongs to anything biblical. Anything biblical don't have nothing to do with them. You know, when they try to come up to you talking that crazy stuff, just tell them that you don't want to hear it. Because that's the devil. That's a demon. That's a spirit that lives and dwells in them type of people. Atheists are devil worshippers. Don't listen to them. It's part of the devil. It's part of the devil. Atheism is part of the devil. That's right. Don't listen to none of that mess. Because if you follow that stuff, you're going to be on your way to hell just like they're on their way to hell. Because they're not following the commandments of the Most High, and they're not hearers and doers of the word. So back to my topic I was talking about. Fake friends. A lot of you people have them. A lot of you people have them. A lot of you people have them, and they put on this persona or whatever that they're so nice and they're so cool and they're so this and that, the other, but they're really not, people. This is just a beard, something to cover up who they really are. That's right. That's right. This is something that people do to cover themselves, and you have to learn how to weed people out. What are signs of fake friends? You want to know signs of fake friends? I'll give you signs of fake friends. A sign of a fake friend. I'll give you 5 signs of a fake friend. And I give you 3 solutions how to get rid of them. 3. A lot of people say you need 10. I'm just going to give you 3. But I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to give you 5 ways, 5 indications of a fake friend. Let's go down the list, all right? Number 1, they only talk to you when you have money. What I mean by this, people, they only talk to you when you have money. When you have money in your pocket. When you have money to do things. They're the main people to come around and always talk to you, laugh and grin and smile in your face or whatever. And at this point of time, they'll try to get buddy-buddy with you because they're not doing nothing positive in their life. They're not believing in God. They're not believing in the Most High. They're not prospering and not trying to do better. They're not following the faith. They're not following the truth. You know, they deny that they're Israelites, like uh, Tiario is, um, and other people on YouTube do. You know, they don't follow the Most High with all their heart. They don't love Christ either. So what they try to do is they try to get buddy buddy with you because they know that that you got money and you probably can bless them, and they know that if they be nice enough to you, that you'll play right in their trap and you'll give them some money. Them are the main people you need to cut off, ladies and gentlemen. You need to cut them off. Cut them off. Don't have nothing to do with them. Don't talk to them. When you see them, say, hey, what's up, and leave. Don't be rude to them, but show them that, hey, I'm not stupid neither. Nor I'm dumb. I got a mind. And that mind is directed by God. That mind is controlled by God. And God controls my actions because I believe in Him and I trust in Him. So with that said, nothing can come against me, because if God is with me, who can be against me? And that's the attitude you need to have. Secondly, okay, the second indication of a fake friend, every time you call them, they're nowhere around. You know, let's say you need something, okay? All right? Let's say, for instance, you know, every time you call them or whatever, or you just trying to check up on them or whatever, they don't pick up the phone. You know that they have nothing going on, they're not doing anything, or they have nothing going on or whatever, let's say, and they're not picking up the phone, all right? That's a fake friend, ladies and gentlemen. You need to cut them people off, because 9 times out of 10, they are the first indication and the second. If you the first indication, you're the second indication. All right. If they're not picking up the phone, okay, and that's the second indication of a fake friend, they're more likely the second indication of a fake friend. They're going to be having characteristics of the first indication that I listed of a fake friend, which is a person that only comes around when you have money. When you call them, when you need them, and you're just trying to check up on them and being a good friend or whatever, and trying to get to know them or whatever, but then they don't pick up the phone or whatever. But then when you try, and then when God blesses you, and He gives you, and He lets you have a little something, and you're doing well for yourself, then they come along like everything was okay between you and them, and they didn't do anything. No, no, no. These people are wolves in sheep clothing. Ladies and gentlemen, these people are wolves in sheep's clothing. Outward, they act like sheep, but inside, they're ravaged wolves inward. You need to cut these people off. These people are nothing but from Satan, from the devil. Cut them off. You don't need time. You don't have time for that. Nobody got time for that. So you need to cut them off. Third, okay, a person that doesn't look you in the eye when you talking to them. Now, we all have friends, right? We all have people that we talk to, communicate to on a day-to-day basis, all right? Let's say you and your friend is talking or whatever, and you ask them about their opinion on, let's say y'all about to go out. Let's say for all y'all ladies or whatever that's listening to this, let's say you and your girlfriend's about to go out to the mall, all right? And let's say you fixing your hair, you're combing your hair or whatever, and you ask your girlfriend, hey, do my hair looks good? And your girlfriend says, yeah, it looks good, but she says it in a tone of voice that don't really sound that friendly, and she doesn't look you in the eye, she kind of looks down, she don't really give you eye contact every time you talk to her about something related to you or when y'all can go out or something, and see if you're the first indication. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be the second indication of what I'm giving you, and the third indication I'm giving you. You need to cut this person off. Now, if a person does one thing of these indications, then you can kind of skate by. Number 3 indication, you kind of can a little bit skate by because sometimes people are shy, but don't take that unlikely either, because when a person is talking to another person, you're supposed to make eye contact. That is natural human nature. You're supposed to make eye contact. When a person's looking down, it's only 3 things they're doing. It's either they're hiding something, they're embarrassed about something, or they are lying to you. And those people that do that, you need to cut yourself off away from them. So I gave you, okay, let's take a rerun back to the indications that I just gave you. All right? Let's take a rerun back to the indications that I just gave you, right? All right? They only talk to you when you have money, when you have doing something good for your life or whatever. All right? Then number 4 would probably be number 5 was they only talk to you when you have money, okay? Number 4 was when you call them, when you try to call them, talk to them about when you need them or something, they never pick up the phone. They never call back. You never hear nothing from them. You're always wondering where they're at or what they're doing or whatever. You always trying to call and trying to check up on them, but they don't pick up the phone. They don't call you back. And I'm not saying if a person you call and they don't pick up, they devil. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about a person that does this on a continuous basis. What I mean a continued basis over maybe a month or 2 period. You call, you try to just be a good man, a good brother, or a good sister, and you pick up the phone, hey man, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? This and that, the other. They don't pick up the phone. They don't pick up the phone for you. They don't call you back. You leave messages for months and months. You never hear about nothing from them for months and months at a time. And then with my 5th indication, then when you get on your feet and you start getting money and you start doing something with your life, they pop up, they show up, they act like nothing had ever happened. And my 3rd indication was they always don't look you in the eye when you're talking to them. They always look away or whatever. Them 3 indications right there. If you have a person that does all 3 of them indications, matter of fact, if you have a person that does 2 of them indications, you need to leave that person alone. Two indications. If a person does 2 of them indications, basically it's a warning. You need to put a warning. You need to put a warning on them. Matter of fact, on your cell phone, you probably need to put a star by their name so that you know, hey, this person you got to be careful with. They're your friend, but they're not really your friend. You understand what I'm saying? Or if they do all 3 of the indications that I just said, if they don't look you in the eye when you talk to them about a particular topic or situation pertaining to you or your future or pertaining to a situation, or when you ask them a question that is very important or whatever, they don't give you their honest opinion about something, and they always looking down. If they do that, if you call them and they never pick up the phone, they're always gone, they're always busy, they always got something to do. And then the next one, if they're always if you get money and you get on your feet and you're always doing good, and then all of a sudden they pop up, they act like nothing never happened, they act like you was cool with them for a long period of time, they act like everything is okay, nothing's wrong, they smile in your face and all this. Listen, people, you need to leave them people alone. If the person does two things of the indication, you need to put a warning on them. Hey, you need to keep them at I'm not saying you need to keep them away, but you need to keep them from, you need to keep them arm length away. With that being said, arm length away means you're friends with them, but you don't get too close to them because they got something funny going on with them. And then to do all three of that, you need to just leave the person alone. Now, now to get to the second indication of if they're a true friend or they're a fake friend, the second indication is, all right, they're always bragging about themselves, and then when you mention something about you, they get quiet. Let's just say that, you know, y'all talking about your hair. Let's say that y'all are talking about your body, and y'all just playing around talking about your body, how y'all need to lose weight, and then and then you say something like, oh, I think I need to lose an extra pounds, and the girl be very flamboyant and very spontaneous, saying, girl, you need to lose some weight because you're getting too big right there, or something, and she's taking it overboard, and she's going in, but she's trying to laugh and grin it off, or whatever. That's an indication that the girl's really not your friend. She's probably not being truthful about what she's saying. What she's saying probably is truthful, what she's saying, because she's trying to put it in a joking way, but she's really serious about what she's saying. She really don't have your best intentions in mind. She think that you need to lose weight. She think that she look better than you. She think that she could get more men than you. And she probably is envious of you because she says that to you to get you upset, but she feels differently inside. She envies you. She wished that she could look like you. She wished that she could dress like you. She wished that she can talk and express herself like you. And because she can't, she rather put you down and make a joke about it, and you take it as a joke rather than you actually looking into what she really is doing. You have to be careful, people. People are slick. People are wolves in sheep clothing. Outward, they look very friendly, but inward, they're ravaged wolves, waiting to attack, waiting to kill. The Bible says the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The devil sends evil demons to the Most High's people all the time to try to test them, to try to see if you will fall for it. You can't fall for it. You have to keep the truth. You have to go forward, and you have to believe it all down hard. You can't fall for the foolishness. And the number one indication, which is not really big on the list or whatever, but this indication could be the curveball to the top 5 indications. The top 4, I say top 4 indications, but this is the number 1 because this is a top 5 countdown of the 5 indications of a fake friend. But this is number 1 indication of a fake friend, okay? You always hear them gossiping. Now, the Most High tells us that we should not gossip. We should not talk about hearsays and daresays, We can't really go in and speaking on things that is not the truth, We have to ask the Most High to give us wisdom so that we know what we're talking about is correct, and we're just not going off of some hearsays that we done heard from a couple of people or whatever, People that's always gossiping. People that's always talking about, oh, I heard this, I heard that, I heard the other. If those people would gossip about other people, then what are they saying about you? You got to take that into consideration. So that's the top 5 indications of a fake friend. Number 5, the most dangerous one, okay? When you always have money, when you're doing something for yourself, when you're doing something for yourself positive, or when you establishing money and you established an education, you got your own house, you got your own car, and you're doing something positive for yourself, the friend comes around you like your friend comes around you that you haven't heard in a long time, or whatever, and they put on like they've been with you for a long time when you ain't seen them in a while. Number four, when you call them, when you really need them, when you ask that you have to talk to them or whatever, you leave messages after messages. You call. Every time you call and say they have something to do, they always got something. They always going through something. They always got something going on. This and that, the other, the other. They act like they ain't got time for you. They always not picking up the phone. You leave messages on top of messages. You send them text messages after text messages. They don't respond. You need to leave those people alone. Number three, they don't give you eye contact when you're talking to them. They don't give you eye contact or whatever. They always, when you're talking to them, asking them about something, they don't give you eye contact. They act like that they don't know how to talk respectively. They act like they don't know you or anything like that. Or, they try to push you off to the side. You need to leave those people alone. If your friend does three of those things, you need to leave them alone. Now, here's the two curveballs, okay? Here's the two curveballs that you need to watch out for, because 9 times out of 10, if they do the top three of the indications, when you have money, you don't hear from them. When you call them, they don't pick up the phone, they don't respond. And when you talk to them, they don't give you eye contact. If they don't, all three of those things, you need to leave those people alone. You need to leave those people alone. Them people are sent by Satan. Them people is not of God. You need to leave those people alone. They filled with the devil. You need to leave those people alone. Stop hanging around them. God didn't mean for you to go through all that. Stop hanging around them. Only thing they are is bringing you down. You're not prospering. You're not getting more. You're not prospering the walk with Christ. You need to leave those people alone. Period. Number four. All right. Number four. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so y'all bear with me, y'all. I'm not writing nothing down or anything. I'm doing this list on top of my head because I'm built like that, and the Christ is taking over and directing my actions. All right. So number four, a person that gossips. Okay, a person that gossips. All right, a person that always talking about what they hear, what they heard, what they saw, what they seen, what this and that, the other went on. That's the curveball that you have to watch out for. Because if they will talk about others, then they will talk. If they will talk about others, then they'll talk about you. And if they'll talk about you, they're not your real friend and begin with. Especially if they're talking about you negatively. You hear something, and you got to be careful what you hear too, because there's a lot of people that spread rumors and spread lies on people. So you have to be careful where you get your information from. Now, if you walk up on them, if you hear it from their own mouth, let's say a real friend comes to you and say, girl, so-and-so's talking about you, or man, somebody's talking about you, this and that, the other. And let's say their friend has recorded their voice, or let's say their friend has recorded a video of them talking about you, and you see them on a video or on a sound recorder and they're talking about you, and you know their voice. When you hear their voice, then that's unreasonable doubt evidence right there that you need to cut them off and stop talking to them and stop being friends with them. Cut them off. They're snakes in the grass. Cut them off. They two-faced. They're fake. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to explain it and tell you. Cut them off. Don't have nothing else to do with them. They don't have your best interest in mind. And number 5, another curveball. When y'all talking about y'all, when y'all talking, let's say y'all joking and playing around and talking, and both of y'all are talking about what y'all need to improve on, and she always put the big emphasis on what you need to improve on. Better yet, looking at herself and what she's looking to improve on, because the Bible says that the Bible says that instead of looking at your brother's eye, you need to take the beam out of your eye before you try to take the beam out of your brother's eye. Better, and what that means is hypocrisy, because when a person is doing something themselves that's wrong, and they're trying to chastise you on what you're doing wrong, but they're doing the same thing you're doing wrong, but they're trying to tell you not to do it, then that's hypocrisy. Better yet, number 5 indication of a fake friend is when they're being a hypocrite, when they're being hypocrisy, when they're telling you don't do something and they're doing something. You have to take that into consideration. So that's the top 5 indications of a fake friend. And if they do top 3, you need to leave them alone, cut them off. And that's why most people I don't talk to, because a lot of people I come in contact with on a day-to-day basis, a lot of people I come in contact with on everyday life, a lot of people I come in contact with throughout my lifetime does this all the time. I'm telling you, they do this all the time. Now, the first 3 indications I told you, if they do all 3 of those, leave them alone. Don't even bother with number 4 and number 5. But if they do all 5, you really need to cut them off. If they do 2 of the first 3 that I listed, you need to put a star on them. You need to put a warning on them. On your phone, when you call them, checking on them, seeing how they're doing, you need to put a highlight or a star or something next to their name so that you know, hey, I need to be careful when I talk to this person, You need to put them at an arm's distance. Like, I mess with you, but I don't mess with you like that. So you need to put an arm distance towards them, because them type of people are filled with the devil. They're not anointed. They don't know the Most High, and they don't have no desire. And if they're not and it's not on the list, but if they're unequally yoked, people when you try to do something positive, they're doing something negative. Them are people you straight up just need to just cut off. They don't even have to have these indications. Unequally yoked people, you just need to be cut off, leave them alone, don't have nothing to do with them, because they're only going to bring you down in the future. So I just listed the top 5 indications, and most people are not going to listen to this. Most people ain't, because they're dumb, they're stupid, they're living in darkness. That's how most people are. It ain't going to change. So why should I bash myself about something that's never going to change? We have to start using our brain and using our mind, because people are evil. People are evil, and they don't have your best interest in mind. Stay away from these people. Leave them alone. Don't have nothing to do with these people. And if you want a read, if you need a read list on the 5 indications of a fake friend, under the video description, I have the 5 indications of what a fake friend is. What it is. And if you go by, I promise you, if you go by my list, if you go by my indications, ladies and gentlemen, you won't have fake friends I'm not saying you won't have. No, let me take that back. I'm not saying you won't have fake friends because people are very smart. People are very manipulative. People slither, and they talk smoothness. Their mouth is smooth like butter. They're very convincing. And then when you get down to the nitty gritty of what's really going on, they're fake. So I'm not saying you'll never have fake friends or whatever, but you need to put a distance towards people that do these top 5 main indications of a fake friend. You need to put your distance. You need to leave them alone, especially if they're doing all top 5. If they're doing 3 of the first 5, you need to leave those people alone. If they're doing indication number 4 and that's it, okay, okay, that's whatever. Most people gossip all the time. Music industry, they gossip all the time. News gossip. Church people gossip. Church people are the main people that gossip. So, gossiping is nothing new. Even though you don't supposed to do it, but hey, it's nothing new. Hypocrisy, that's a curveball too. Because a lot of people are hypocrites. That's a curveball too. That's a curveball that could potentially turn into, a number 1, a number 2, and number 3 indication. But if they're doing 2 of the first 3 indications, that's a warning. Put them to an arm length. Don't have that much to do with them. I'm not saying don't talk to them, don't be friends with them, but put them at an arm reach distance. That means you don't get too close to them. But if they're doing all 3 of the first 3 indications of how to identify a fake friend, then you got to let these people go. Just let them go. Don't have your best intentions in mind. They're just for themselves. You have to just, let them go. Just let them go. That's what you have to do, people. It's gonna get you to that point. Just gonna have to, stick it through. So I hope everybody liked my video. You listened to my video. Spread this all over Facebook, all over Twitter, all over the internet. I'll be making more videos like this in the future. I really wanted to talk about a topic that everybody can relate to, not just religious people or Israelites. I wanted to make this video that everyone can really, relate to. So with that said, people, and let me say something else. Let me add a little bit. And don't get me wrong, this is not just only for friends. If you have family members that do this stuff too, a lot of you people have fake family members. That's right. A lot of you people have fake family members that smile in your face but stab you in the back as soon as you turn around. They fake, they flawed, they ain't real, they ain't about nothing. You need to leave them alone. You need to leave them alone, man. They snake in the grass. I don't know if you listen to rap, but you have heard that song Waka Flocka made, Snake in the Grass? You need to leave those people alone, man. Keep them away. Keep them away. Keep them away. I'll be making more videos similar like this because this is a topic this is really affecting a lot of teenagers in high school. A lot of you got kids. A lot of you got kids and they're all over Facebook every day. They're always on Facebook. They're always watching World Star Hip Hop. You need to tell them, hey, stop watching World Star Hip Hop and watch this video. For all you teenagers that's going through puberty or going through, peer pressure at high school or middle school, even elementary school, you need to have you need to put this video on, have them watch this, because a lot of these children need to hear this lesson. That's right. A lot of the kids need to hear this lesson because teenagers are going through this. A lot of adults, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of adults that do this, but a lot of adults, we really ain't got time for this mess. Maybe if you're in your early 20s, you can use this indication, but once you hit around 35 to 40, more older, most of us adults, we're to that age that we ain't got time for all that mess. We kind of get to the point, so off the top, you kind of know if we your real friend or we're not your real friend. But when you're a teenager and when you're young adult, you know, you still immature. Even young adults, they still got some immatureness going on with them, and so they ain't got their act together at all either. So you can use this indications. Really, it's for you, you know, you 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, early 20s through 24-year-olds. I hope you're not like this after 25. This is crazy. But then you got some adults that are immature. And you got some women that are immature too. So, but this does not exempt family members. You got family members like this. You got family members that do this. You got family members that be hypocrisy going on. You know what I'm saying? Hypocrisy going on. You got a lot of that going on. You know, gossiping. You got a lot of family members that gossip, always gossiping, always got something to say about somebody, something else, what they saw, what this person said, that person said, what every one person said. You got a lot of stuff. Then you got a lot of family members, you know, when you get your career going or when you get money, when you get blessed, you know, people that you haven't heard for a long time, all of a sudden walks in your life, they smile, they act like you cool and everything, this and that. You know, that's a big warning right there. Then, when you always call them on the phone, they know where to be around, they're always busy, they always got something on, that's a big indication right there. And then, with number 3, when you talk to them, they don't give you eye contact. They always looking away or whatever. Or when you ask them about something about you or about you, when y'all can hang out, when y'all can do this and that, the other, they give you they give you a BS response and they don't look you in the eye or whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, if they do any of those 5 or 3 out of those 5, leave those people alone, man. Leave those people alone. Those people are not sent by God. They're sent by the devil. Just leave those people alone. Leave those people alone. It's just a waste of time. Family member, friend, co-worker, leave them alone. That's it. That's basically it. So I hope y'all watch this video. Y'all learned something. My name is Higher Knowledge. Check out my other videos. Subscribe, like if you liked my video, what I just told you, what lesson that you just learned. I'm signing out. Talk to y'all later. Peace.